Hello? We'll get started in about 4 minutes. I'm woefully out of practice from being up here, so this is a trial run. Thank you for everyone for coming, and hello to everyone online. We'll get about 3 more minutes. All right, I'm sure people will come in, but we'll get started in about 1 minute. We're going to get started in 1 minute. I'm just curious, how many of you have, it's been 2 years since we've had one of these. It probably felt like longer or shorter. Who was here for the last in-person one, which I assume was like March 2020? Yeah, no, it's been a while. So this is exciting. It's kind of a little return to normalcy, so here we go. No more Father Tom to go back and forth with, but don't worry, I still have the same bad jokes. I just don't know what they are yet. All right. Well, we'll get kind of seated here and we'll get started. All right, we're getting started here. First of all, thank you all for coming today. I apologize that I did it on May 10th, which I now realize is Mother's Day in Mexico. Happy Mother's Day in Mexico. I'm sorry. So we're going to begin with the Fatima Prayer because this is the month of Mary. We had our May crowning last Friday, and why not? And the 13th is the anniversary of Fatima itself. So put yourself in a prayer place, and we'll get started. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. O my Jesus, forgive us our sins, save us from the fires of hell, and lead all souls to heaven, especially those most in need of thy mercy. Amen. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Amen. Now I'm going to try to slow down. I know you don't want to go home, so I'll try to slow down and talk normally. As I said, we always have saints of the day. The actual saint of the day is Father Molokai up there. He's a patron saint of Hawaii. He was on the island of Molokai. No, it's Father Dominic of Molokai. And he dealt with the lepers, actually dying of leprosy himself. The 13th, though, is the anniversary of the apparition of Our Lady at Fatima, where the shepherd's children in the village of Fatima in Portugal in 1917. She appeared 6 times to the Lucia, Francisco, and Jacinita between May 13th and October 13th, 1917. So they have the prophecies of Fatima, where the third one, I believe, is the one we don't know yet, but they didn't tell me, so not that far up on the chain. All right, we're going to go with SJVPA, so let's give a round of applause to Cindy Ramirez, our SJVPA representative.
Hello, everyone. Can you guys hear me okay? Do you want lights on or no? Lights? Seems kind of dark.
I actually was trying to figure out the light situation. This is the first time I've actually
Okay, we're fine. Okay. Well, welcome, everyone. Really excited to finally have our meeting. 2 years now? A little over 2 years? Let's see. I want to start with our bake sale. We're having a bake sale this Sunday. If everyone can please take out your phone. Okay. Raise your hand if you have Facebook. Okay, or if you have the School Speak app, log on to either of the two or Instagram. You can pull up our page, SJVPA. Let me know when you're on there. Click the link, and you'll find the bake sale link on there. We need at least about 10 more volunteers for this bake sale. I know I'm not that pretty, but he's a little light. But anyway, the last bake sale we had to cancel. As most of you know, we had to cancel because we did not have enough volunteers. And I've been doing this now maybe about 5-6 years, and I cannot recall a time that we've had to cancel the bake sale. Carlos, Yadi, do you guys remember a time? For the lack of volunteers. So it's a little sad, and I know COVID, I know we're still, restrictions, what have you, but we need volunteers. We went through this 2 years ago. We didn't have enough volunteers. 8th grade parents, can I see hands on 8th grade parents? No 8th grade parents? Yadi? 2? Okay, have you guys volunteered this year? You had a chance to volunteer? 7th grade parents. Okay, or junior high parents. No junior high? Have you had a chance to volunteer this year? Is it because you weren't approved? You haven't finished the approval process or just didn't have time? Just finished it? Okay. Well, we have a bake sale this Sunday. All I need is at least an hour of your time, especially for burrito making. If you don't want to sell, if you don't want to talk to anyone, we need help making burritos. That starts at 6 a.m. in the CSC. We need at least about 8 people because we roll about 200 to 300 burritos. So if you guys can please click that link, we need help, and then especially for the afternoon mass.
Also, Cindy, that QR code takes you directly to the link.
Oh, see?
So if you have your
there you
phone
go.
and you're like, I want to do this right now, there's a scan me code right there, and it'll take you directly to sign up to help with the bake sale.
That's awesome. Okay. I want to thank those that did help. I'm not sure if they're here. Mariela's parents, Mr. and Mrs. Vergara, for our family dance. And Ms. Mesquita here. Ms. Mesquita and her husband came back to help with that event. Otherwise, we were going to cancel that event too because we didn't have enough volunteers. It was Yadi, myself, Mr. and Mrs. Vergara, and I think 1 or 2 other volunteers. We did have, do you have any pictures of that? The family dance?
That's the family dance right there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, we had 83 people show up for the dance. It was nice. It was perfect night, perfect weather. It turned out really nice, I think. But again, we were scrambling. If Ms. Mesquita hadn't come in, we wouldn't have finished in time. So I can't stress enough how important it is to volunteer, how much help we need to volunteer. We do it for free. We love to do it. We like to be here. I personally, I don't know, Mr. Voivoda, I like to know what's holding you back from volunteering. Is it because you're not fully approved, you don't understand the process, you need help with the process? We're always available to help. I'd like to know, are we sending them too early? Are we sending the events too late? Why is it that you're not volunteering?
Well, I'll say this too, is one thing we're going to talk about is the fact that, let's face it, for the last 2 years, we've kind of been pushing you away. Like, oh, don't come on campus, all these different things. And we realized that, that was very effective, and at the time it was needed. But what we're asking now is for you to come back. This school is not a school, this is not a public school. You don't just drop off your kids and come, and pick them up at the end of the day. We're the pillar of family, right? Which is actually the pillar of this month. So I'm talking to everyone in the audience. Thank you for coming. People online, thank you for tuning in. But what we're saying, what she's getting at is we are a family. And part of that is having those events. That I didn't get to go to this one because I had COVID, but I went to the Christmas one, and it was beautiful to see everyone together. Every year we have these events. We have the mother, son,
father, daughter,
whatever it is. I don't know. And the father-daughter dance, the ornament night, all these different things. But we can't. They are paid for by the bake sales. The bake sales are what are the driver for it. So obviously we only have one left. And we are just asking for your assistance. And then next year, we are going to do everything in our power to bring everyone back into the fold. I am praying that COVID stays, obviously it'll be here, but it won't be hopefully not a big factor. And we'll have that opportunity to build the community that's kind of faltered these last 2 years because it had to. Yes?
I agree.
Cool.
I do ask, is anybody available to make menudo for this Sunday? You would have to bring it in right at about 7:30, nice and hot. No one?
I have one more question. Do you have any, for next year, do you have any openings of like jobs?
We always do. We always need help in the PA. We need help with the bake sales. We need help with coordinating. We can always use the help. There's never a time that we will turn you away.
And we'll send out an email with the positions that are available for next year. So we can kind of get this coordinated and get back on track to the way that we were.
And we're hoping to have all the events again next year. At one point, we had spoken about adding a mother-daughter night as well as a father-son night. Because I know we always did a father-daughter.
Or maybe a family dance, because that seemed pretty popular.
Or a family dance. I'm still for the mother-daughter. I have 3 daughters, so I never get to go to anything. Let's see. And last but not least, I'd like Yadida. Would you mind coming here? If you guys could please give her a big round of applause. This is her last year. Denise is graduating. You've seen Yadi. You've seen Yadi at every one of our events. I'd say, what, 5, 6 years now, Yadi? Yes. She's been at every one of our events, all our bake sales, all our stores, our Christmas stores, mother-daughter stores, our mother-son dances, father-daughter dances. Every event you've seen Yadi. So I'd like everyone to stand up, please. A big round of applause for her. This is, yes. It takes a lot of time away from our families to be here to volunteer. And I do ask you, pray on it. If it's something that you're willing to help with, please let us know. Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, thank you. So again, welcome back. We're building community. Just some announcements. I know that Steven Sanchez from JP2 is there, but I just have a few things. So, yeah, last year we didn't have a yearbook. And this year we don't have a yearbook. But we are creating a memory book. It'll have pictures from each class. It'll be bound, and kids will be able to write in. It'll be $3. Mrs. Vasquez and myself took the pictures over the last 2 days. We're getting it to, I want to say Kinko's, but that doesn't exist. Wherever she's getting it done. It'll be here in like next week, and then we'll start selling them outside. I think $3 actually doesn't cover the cost, but I think that's a perfect amount. So your kids will have something that they can write, you know, best friends forever in, or whatever these kids write nowadays. Like, I don't know. I really don't. So just know that it is coming. It's on the horizon, and as soon as they are there, we will send out an email and let the kids know, especially for the last day. Wait, I'll go to this one. So this is Steven Sanchez. He is the athletic director from JP2, and he's got an announcement to do with their summer camps. Give him a round. Why not? Let everyone gets to clap for that. You don't have to clap for me, though.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you, Mr. Voivoda, for having me today. As he said, I am Mr. Sanchez, Mr. Steven Sanchez. I've been a parishioner here at St. John Vianney for the past about 15, 16 years now. So my role right now, I work as the athletic director and the dean of students, as well as the director of student life and activities over at St. John Paul II Catholic High School, just up the road. So hopefully we'll be seeing a lot of your students there whenever they get promoted here from St. John Vianney. So the reason why I'm here, I'd like to extend an invitation to you all. How many of you have 5th through 8th grade students? Perfect. So we invite you families who have those 5th through 8th graders. We're having our athletic summer camps for the first time this year. Part of what I like to do, all for the glory of God, is to get things moving. And one of the things for St. John Paul II, we're a 4-year school, but we're trying to establish our identity already and get things going in the world of athletics. So we have 4 different camps coming up. As you can see here, we have football for 5th or 8th grade from May 23rd and 24th. We have co-ed basketball, June 27th through the 30th. We have co-ed soccer, July 18th through the 22nd. And we have girls volleyball at the end of July from the 25th through the 27th. So again, this is for all rising 5th through 8th graders. All you families are invited. There is a QR code that's not currently up on that flyer for ticket purchasing. You guys can use that to get yourselves registered and pay for it online. Okay, that is our online format. So again, thank you all for having me tonight. It's pretty short. I will be in the back in the vestibule taking any questions once Mr. Voivoda is done. Okay, so please, if you have anything, I'll be more than willing to speak with you afterwards. Thank you.
I do have one question before.
Yes, sir.
So if you're a fourth grader going into fifth, is this camp for you, or fifth going into sixth?
If you're a fourth going into fifth, this camp is for you. If you're a fifth going into sixth, good to go. Sixth to seventh, great. Seventh to eighth, great. And for those of you eighth grade families who are already registered, I have passed on information to Mr. Waivoda, to Ms. Mesquita, and Ms. Arrington about summer workouts already for our programs, our varsity athletic programs at JP2. So be on the lookout for that. It's not mandatory, but it's highly recommended as we are striving to have as much accomplishment as possible on the court, on the field, and everything that we do. So again, thank you. Anything else, Mr. Waivoda? Question-wise?
No, that was perfect. That's
Okay.
perfect. Actually, I'm thinking for Noah, so now I know.
All right, thank you again.
Thank you. And I'm going to go back like one slide. This doesn't look as pretty. They didn't get to me in time, but they are having summer camp this week. Our religious education is. It'll start the 6th or the 10th and go through the June 30th. Looks like the prices are approximately 70 for one, 90 for two, and 3 or more is 130. I know that they were saying that they would have aftercare as well. So if you are interested, we do have these in the school office, but also know that it'll probably be in the bulletin. And I think what they said is that, I want to say David, but it's not David. One of David's helpers will be here after Mass. What is her name? Penelope. She's not like an elf or anything. She's a real person. But she'll be here after Mass to talk about it for the upcoming year. Another question that comes up a lot for me is, will there be summer school? Because we did have a little summer school last year. The answer is yes, but it will also, again, be a little summer school. It's based on Title I money, which ties it to specific districts, and it'll only be for kids in need going from kinder to first to second, second to third, and third to fourth. And I will have to go through every spreadsheet by the district and the kids that qualified, and those will actually go, if you are in that category, you will get a summer school form from me by Friday. Well, I'll bring it to your children by Friday. So, I know that sounds like a very long explanation to be saying that it's not for everyone, but hopefully next year I can get it to be for everybody. All right, so May is the month of family. We end on the month of family, I think so. And just a reminder, SJV students treat others with respect, show compassion, and learn from their mistakes. And the tagline is, offer your best to God. So thank you for coming back and being our family. This is for you. We will talk about this tomorrow with the students in morning message, but you could talk to them tonight, or if you're here, surprise. We are going to have the student council positions. We're going to open them up starting tomorrow. So the positions that will be open will be president for 7th and 8th, vice president for 7th and 8th, secretary 5th through 8th, and director of religion 5th through 8th as well. So the requirements, they have to do a speech. So if you're like, oh, I don't want to do a speech. Oh, it's easy. Do a speech. 3.0 or above, good role model behavior attendance. So there's a Google form that I sent to the teachers of those grade levels. Miss Arrington, did you get it? She got it. So, and she can do it more than once. So if once the teacher approval form is done, I'll meet with them. They'll be able to make 2 signs, one for outside, one for in the grand hall. We will have our speeches 2 o'clock on Tuesday, the 24th. They'll for sure will be televised. We maybe even have some in-person parents for the students giving the speeches. And then we'll vote, and those officers will be ready for next year. Then next year, we will also bring back grade level representatives, which will be from the class, but they will be voted on next year because they don't know what class they're in yet. I haven't done that. But, so if your son or daughter is interested and they meet the criteria, talk to them. They should start writing their speech now. A million years ago, my oldest, Valerie, my oldest daughter Valerie, who is at ASU. I believe she won Director of Religion and Vice President. She ran for president. You'd think, oh, I voted his daughter's a shoo-in. She lost. And then I had to fire the president because he didn't meet the requirements. And she lost again. So there's no nepotism in this school, just so you know. All right, some upcoming events. I'm going to turn around so I can see it. I'm sure if Valerie's watching, she'll be so proud of me telling her that. All right, so Thursday the 12th will be free dress because we have Mass on Fridays now. And I will say this, we will continue to have school Mass on Fridays. We have, right now, registered for next year, we have 496 students, so we take up a pretty hefty amount of space. This Friday, for the 8th graders and their parents, we'll have the 8th grade awards ceremony. That'll be in the CSC. And that will be all the awards like, ELA, all of them. And then not the scholarships that will be at the Mass, but all the academic awards. And then we'll have the class video and delicious cake. This Sunday, May 15th, will be the school Mass and bake sale. I believe 4th grade is doing the school Mass, and bake sales from now on, going forward, will be open to everyone, because we used to have it by grade level, but now I say everyone. Next Wednesday, we will have Junior Achievement Day. Junior Achievement will be coming and talking about economics education. About a 45-minute window for everyone in the grade from kinder to 8th. We have our last pantry drive from the 16th through the 20th. And for the life of me, I can't remember. I will send those out. I know preschool, it's macaroni and cheese. I know that 2nd grade is soup, and 4th grade is pasta, because those are what I get. But all the other grades, I'll send you an email, because I don't remember. So the 19th, not this Thursday, but next Thursday will be our last college and military shirt day. So if you still have time to get that University of North Dakota shirt, if you haven't yet. My parents just went to Texas, and they got me my parents went to Texas, and they got me a Texas A&M shirt, which I may debut on the 19th at College and Military Shirt Day. So stay tuned. And then the 19th, Thursday the 19th, we will have the 8th grade graduation Mass. It is for the students, and did I say 8 or 9? I can't remember, somewhere in there, family members. It will be live streamed if you'd like to see that as well. It's going to be, I know that the valedictorians are working on their speeches now because they accidentally sent it to me, so I read them a little bit. I also will be giving a speech that I'll actually write down, unlike tonight. All right, and the 24th will be student council speeches. The 25th, all iPads will be returned so that we can get them ready for next year. And then the 26th will be the last day of school. It's 11 o'clock early release. I'm going to work with Avondale to ensure that we will have lunch on that day, but it's going to be a sack lunch, like a grab and go. And then with those memory books, they'll have Mass, and then they'll have memories. I'll miss you forever until next August the 10th. Love your best friend. I don't know, something like that. That could be me. That sounds like something I would have wrote when I was in 5th grade. So you can see we're still, we don't have that much time left, but we have a lot of things still to do. Just a couple of great things that happened. I was thinking about it. What are some of the great things that happened this year? Number one, primarily in-person instruction. We had I will tell you that last year was hard. Not this one the year before. It was hard because the kids weren't here, right? They were at home or hybrid or whatever. This year it was hard because the kids were here. No, I'm kidding, but seriously. Just like the rest of the world, we dealt with COVID, and it started out rough, and then it got better, and then January and February happened, and it was but we made it through. We're in a pretty good place right now. We were in mask for a long time. We are now mask optional, which I'm very happy to say. And we're hoping that, if God permitting, everything, we bring everything back to as normal as we can be next year. Bringing back the horseshoe tables, bring back the carpets. We have put I have allowed the kids to put their desks back together, so it's not like 1950s virtual instruction anymore. So we are getting there, and God forbid we go back. We had our third grade sacraments mass. It was really nice. It was beautiful, actually. It's last year we had to have it like Noah's year, I guess, and the other fourth graders too. But the fourth graders, not last year. They had it in the gym, right? We had to have it in a gym because we had to be distanced and all these things. We were able to come back and have it in the church where it should be, right? So that was wonderful. It's always great to see the kid. It's a culmination of something they've been working for, a lot of them since preschool. So that was beautiful to see. Recently, I think about a month ago, we had the second grade first reconciliation, and that was also in the church. And the year before, it was in the gym. That was awesome to see too. This kid's getting, because next year those kids will be the ones in that third grade mass. It's the first step. They get baptized, and then second grade they get their first reconciliation, and then third grade they get the rest other sacraments of initiation, first communion and confirmation. So those happened, and as you know, we are a Catholic school, so we must. You should rejoice for those things that happen. We had our Christmas event, and I was nervous about it. Wasn't I, Cindy? Give me a thumbs up. Yeah, see, she said, I was nervous about it. I'm like, I don't know, we should have this thing. But we did, and it was really nice. It was a winter wonderland. It got us the first time that we'd been back together in months. The kids were like excited. They were frenetic. I know how do you say it in Spanish? Frantic? I don't like. They had fun. They were excited, and I think it was beautiful to see the kids on campus. And the Under the Stars dance that happened. It looks like it was well attended. I saw the pictures. I couldn't attend it myself, but that's wonderful. This last Friday we had the May crowning, and that worked out pretty well. We had all the 8th grade parents come. The kids came and they crowned Mary and they put all the flowers in front of them. So we're trying our best to make sure that all the things that make St. John Vianney special continue. And then finally, we all worked hard. We had the students working hard, we had the teachers working hard, and parents working hard. I know it's not easy being a parent because I also have to do that too. I get to go home and do those raw folders. I get to help with the homework. I know, after you've been working all day, it's tiring. So thank you, all of you. That's my online wave right there, I've decided. Thank you for everything that you've done. And thank you literally for entrusting your children with us. I just want to go over some ITBS stuff. This is actually going to be I'm talking really fast, so I'm sure this is not going to be a super long meeting. But we did get our ITBS scores back recently, and I've had a chance to preliminarily look at them, but not fully. And some of the takeaways that I had is, again, our math and computation is very strong, which is funny because that used to be a weakness. But I will tell you the difference has been extra math. That computational fluency that they get from doing extra math at school and at home has translated in the last few years into higher math scores. I promise you. Because I remember when I started 9 years ago, every year it was like, oh, the kids don't know how to multiply or divide or add. Insert that. It's every grade level. So we started doing this at every grade level, and the change has been, it is literally our strongest skill. We again scored very strongly in writing, but we still need to work on like vocabulary. And we did adopt a vocabulary program this year, and it's been implemented. So I look forward to getting that system in place after a couple of years, because I think it's going to skyrocket our results. For Dibbles and Galileo, we just finished the Dibbles testing today, and it looks pretty good. I mean, there's always room for improvement, but again, the raw folders, they work. Working on that fluency, working on that retell, working on the automaticity, It is needed. It's tough at times. My younger son, we work. We still have work to do. And I'm going to make sure that in the lower grades, K through 3, 4-ish, that you have some passages for the summer. 5th, 6th, 7th, I guess 8th grader, you get to do whatever is how their high school tells them. We have a book for you to read over the summer. If your kids are in here and the kids online. I think last year our 5th graders read Percy Jackson. That was pretty good. What was the 6th grade? 6th grade is Percy Jackson. 7th grade is Aragon. Yeah, and then I don't remember what 5th read. But they will be reading over the summer again. And summer packets, summer reading, extra math. I put it on there so I wouldn't forget. But overall, our kids did make their annual yearly progress, and I'm happy with it, especially knowing all the difficulties that we've faced over the last 2 years. My focus is on students in that March 2020 to nowish time that started maybe in kinder or first, because those are such fundamental grades. So I'm really kind of trying to do everything I can to give them the support they need. Questions? You're like the best class ever. You guys you get an A from me. So again, I put some ideas for reading, and you'll get these slides after. I'll make sure that Miss Mosquita gets them. Miss Mosquita, don't forget, she's watching online. So just some strategies up here, and I don't think I'm going to go through them. Usually I would. I would say this: the best thing that you can do when your child is reading is to stop them or ask them what they predict is going to happen, like in whatever it is, like if they're reading a chapter, they're going to read a chapter. Ask them what do you think, what has happened so far, what do you think is going to happen, right? That's predicting. And then they read, and then if they come across, after a while, ask them what happened, that's clarifying. And then at the end, did their prediction come true? Yes? Oh, that's a good question. That was a good comment. That wasn't a question. Mrs. Arrington stated, and this is barely true, the children can predict in Spanish, they can summarize in Spanish, and they can see if their summaries came true. So they can read in English, and if they answer the questions in Spanish, that's perfectly fine because they're still doing the same thing. Good point. All right, so it wouldn't be a Waivoda parent meeting if I didn't talk about SDOs. So here it is. So SDOs. So we have closed up first round of CEA, but there's still, if you haven't gotten to CEA yet, there is always a second round that will go through the summerish. But I would say my goal is not to bother you all summer with SEO stuff. I really want to get it done before school ends. ALF closes on the June 15th, but as you can see, it's 26. Last year was 26% of our SEO money, and the same with Brophy. Brophy already closed, so hopefully you got that one in. And the Pappas one closes in 5 days. The other ones are good. They're kind of a little bit more esoteric, meaning that they don't always. You kind of gotta pick or choose. But I put in blue AAA. AAA is an interesting one in that if you meet the qualifications for Brophy or CEA, you may get you most likely qualify AAA. AAA is for 2 years, and it's almost for all the tuition. The only thing that's weird about AAA is you cannot get any money from any other STO. So they and I don't know how they check this or whatever, but I know that to be fact. So if it's like a kindergarten, you're like, oh man, oh snaps, I missed one of these deadlines. I think the catch-all would be AAA. I actually looked to see, I know that some other schools, they rely heavily on AAA. As long as you meet their income requirements, you're probably in pretty good shape. I don't want to say that to the detriment of CEA Brophy or ALF, because those have been our bread and butter for the like going on 9 years. But I'm throwing AAA in the mix just because it is an option. Also, if we have the ESA, military, foster, adoption, failing school, not this one, the one in your district, or special education, it's literally the full tuition amount and money for uniforms. So, and you will still, if you're in special, you still get the same services that you would get here. I did it for the military. Many parents do it for either military, some for foster, some for adoption, some because of like maybe your child's in speech or they have a reading disability or something. So that's also an option. If you do have questions about ESA, I'm pretty good at it. My front office. Actually, if you have any questions about any of the STOs, call the school office, 623-932-2434. Come in and talk to them or talk to me. The question that comes up a lot is, what about preschool? Right? Because there's no STO for the most part for preschool. However, a good news for this year is that we applied for a grant through the state and we got it. Kind of like the PDG that we had a few years ago. The thing we don't know is how many of these we got. So, but it could be like, in my mind, it could be a game changer. So I can't 100% promise because I don't quite know yet. We just got the email that we were accepted last Wednesday, and then Mrs. Rodriguez, we're waiting for the second one that tells us the awards. So, but that could be a game changer. So thank you. You guys looked up. I could see your guys' face that something was amiss. I read you. So with that, as soon as we have that information, we will get it out to you because there's income requirement. The nice thing about it is that the income requirements are actually pretty healthy. I think it's 325% of poverty, which is actually a pretty good one to meet. That'll be a big birth of people. So I'm excited about that, as you can tell. And this is like literally the end of it, so stay tuned. So I know what your kids are wondering. When does school start? Great question. I will tell you now. We are having Super Saturday, July 30th. Did we have it last year? I can't even remember. We did, yeah. Like I said, remember when we had it last year? We're having it this year too. And I know this year, last year, you're right, because Dennis didn't come last year because they didn't have the staffing. Well, they are adamant that they will be here. It'll be in the CSC, or they'll probably be in the library. But Dennis will be here next year. Our back to school mass, meet the teacher, August 7th. Yes? What? I can't hear you. What's the 9th? The first day of school or back to school mass? Actually, I believe it's the 10th. It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday, right? It's Wednesday the 10th? Yeah, I had two options. I went with the 10th. And the reason is because I want, I'm going to make sure. Now you have me second guessing myself. Yeah, I went with Wednesday the 10th because my plan is that I wanted more time with my teachers. Like I said, the focus of next year is community. We're going to start with ourselves. We're going to have community with teachers, community with students, and community with our families. So with that being said, we could start on the 9th or the 10th. We're starting on the 10th. Because that way, when we end, it's either we end the Thursday like we did this year, or we end on the Friday. We're going to end on the Friday. So, good question, though. All right, and then the first day of school will be Tuesday, August 10th. It'll probably be a 12:45 early release. They usually are. And then we'll have curriculum night, August 18th, which will be a Thursday. I'm gonna guarantee that night. I know last year, like the last 2 years, we've had to switch it. The reason I like it is August 18th It's 4 days before my birthday. It's not on my birthday this year. I like that. But it's perfect. We'll have been in school a little bit of time. The teachers will have their presentations together, and we'll get it done. All right. Well, I'm pretty sure the next slide says, who are we, SJV? But I want to say this. Again, thank you. Thank you all for being here today. This is exciting for me. I honestly was wondering how many people would show up. I said over under 11, didn't I? Yeah, she said 11. So thank you. It shows your dedication to your kids and to our school. And if I don't see you, I do see you. I try to see you every morning, but have a great, safe summer. And you have questions for me, I will stand right here. Or actually, I guess they can't see me if I stand over here, so I'll stand over here. I just got a text. Like, I guess if I'm over there, you can't see me, so that's where we're gonna stand. If you've signed in, you are good. Your kids can do their free dress. If you're online, as long as you see this, we will have the sign-in sheets in the school office. Sign in, and then your kids can do free dress. Any questions? Yes?
Yeah, about the solar sheets, the internal weight.
Say it again?
The internal weight.
So I'm like, that's the only problem with questions. The internal aid, okay, so internal aid will go after, that will be after we have went through all the other stuff. So it is a possibility, but I would prefer like that you did CEA, ALF, Brophy, which I think are the 3 required ones. I would say even if you, in that case, try AAA as well. Yes?
The screen.
That is, yeah, you guys gotta yell, like literally gotta yell. I barely can hear. Yes?
Are we getting back like music class or religious education at any time?
Are we having, what about music class?
Are we getting back like a music class, religious education? I think the question is about like special classes that we've done.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have music. We had music this year. We'll have, like, right now the specials haven't changed. I am looking for a technology teacher to bring back technology, but I've had that for about a month and I've had 0 applicants. So if you know somebody that would like to teach technology, send them my way. But yeah, so right now, like, for sure PE, because Mrs. Arrington's going back to PE, music. We had art this year, and I would like to keep it, and then possibly technology if we can find someone. Otherwise, I'll make it work. Yes? What? Oh yeah, we are going to bring back Folklorico this year. So hold on, I can do it. My sons have taught me. Something like that. Yes. That is number 1. And I also would like to, another thing that I want to bring back is yearbook as a committee. So Ballet Folklorico is happening, and yearbook as a committee is happening. And I will not rest till it does. So, because we are having a yearbook next year, no matter what. And I want the kids there. Great questions. Anything else? We will still have our food at the Avondale. It's been, they are by far, like, my kids eat the same food. And what we do is we plan out our weeks based on what we like. Like, my son, like, Noah likes more than Ezra, but if Ezra doesn't like that day, then he doesn't eat it. But the cost is so much more affordable than any other option. So, yes. Avondale next year. Yes. I know this thing doesn't want to. I think it's telling me to be quiet and let you guys go home. All right. So who are we? All right. Well, have a blessed night. Thank you for coming, and see you tomorrow.